Welcome to High Heel Talk. We're going to talk about high heel topics with my beautiful panel of high heel ladies and Luann Ward, the absolute iconic matchmaker, writer, mother of two and expert in dating. Donna Stambulish, media commentator, mother of two, co-founder of Decode Me Addiction programs, and what did I miss? Psychologist, clinical and criminal psychologist. Welcome, Donna.
Thank you.
Astrid Tichibu, international model, founder and creative director of Kaleidoscope World of Fashion and Wonder Woman of the year 2023. Ladies, we have things to discuss. Thank you for being here. Let's talk about men. Is it easier to be a woman or is it easier to be a man in today's world? I'm reading the Kathleen Mullen book called What About Men? And I cannot stop reading it because she gives this insight to men's world, all ages, sons, husbands, lovers, partners. And she definitely states in the book, it's much easier to be a girl than to be a boy. It's much easier to be a woman than to be a man, because I'm going to quote and then we open the discussion. Men feel displaced in today's society, threatened by progressive feminist Me Too movements, sometimes that you get it out of proportion. Men become more feminine, women are often projecting masculine energy. This is not the Kathleen book's quote, but it's one of the quotes from magazines. I worship, read, and I agree. What about men? How easy is it to be a woman?
I would rather be a woman in today's modern society. I think that I have to 100% agree. Men are very misplaced. The testosterone and estrogen systems, women are moving far into their testosterone, which is the masculine energy, throwing men into feminine energy. You can't have two energies together because they repel. So on an attraction level, you've got women that are powerful and doing it for themselves, and they're amazing, fabulous women, but they don't know how to get back into their feminine energy when they come into the relationship. So they're staying in that high masculine energy, and men have been thrown into feminine, and no wonder they don't know what their place is. So,
Donna, your insight to it?
I think it's difficult to be both. And I think it's just such an old, outdated gender stereotype. Why are we actually talking about, is it harder to be a man or is it harder to be a woman? I think it's just harder to be a human. But on your point, like, I wonder why, as a woman in 2023, why we feel like we have to do everything and be everything. Why are we thrown into this masculine energy? Why do we have to provide for ourselves? I think it was much easier to be a woman in the 1950s in lots of ways. It was very, very, this was your place and this is what you did. And now it's all, there's just so much grey. We don't know if we're up or down, what we should be doing or shouldn't be doing. And I think we just really need to come back to, who we are as, despite our sex, despite our gender. And if you think about gender and being a man or a woman nowadays, there's a lot of people that are identifying as non-binary, like neither.
Which is another can of worms, which we will open probably for the next episode. Astrid?
I would say yes. It's very easy to be a woman in those society those days. And I think in my previous interview, I said it's very hard to be just a human being, and which I still stuck with that because I think it's the challenge of society is already a lot. But if you ask me, I do think, let's say, woman health is more easier. It's so easier for us women to get our way. It's easier for us to go and get whatever we want, to the point we don't give a man any more a chance actually to be a man, to actually act according to his role as a man. But there we are, we're still expecting to be a man while we don't give him a chance, and then we're asking ourselves why so many men would want to become a woman.
Wow. What do you think, Luann?
well, we used to marry for, we had gender roles. We had roles, so we had a role mate you know, the man had this role and the woman had this role. But now we want soulmate, not a role mate. So we're looking for a partner that can be our everything. He needs to be our financial advisor, our protector, our provider, our best friend, our psych, our confidant, our lover, our absolute everything. And trying to tick all those boxes is such high pressure for any relationship. And a man can never come along and fill all of those boxes. So we want to, you know, we're looking for love now, not a role mate. So it becomes a really difficult set of shoes for any man to fill.
I think some men can fill those boxes, but then the issue is when the men then want to kind of put a bit rules there, then you say, don't say to me something, don't tell me what to do, or anything. So you want the man actually to tick all those boxes, and when they do it, he's not allowed to tell you anything. And then what exactly do you want? So are we really giving them the easy way? No, we don't. So because don't forget, we as women, we have so much expectation.
I know.
So many expectations to the point the men don't even know anymore what to satisfy you with.
Yeah, but I think that's a fatal flaw, that we want our partner to be our everything. There is no way humanly possible that our partner should or could or needs to fulfill all of our needs. Like we have to have, and you know, we have to understand where we end and the other person begins. Otherwise, it goes into this weird codependence.
Which takes me to another quote. And I'm not a quoting queen because I create my own quotes, but in this case, it's just coming to me. Women are looking for a man that don't exist yet. Men are looking for a woman that don't exist anymore. Isn't it spot on?
100%.
Because I just watched Piers Morgan. Piers, hello again. And before Middle East War, he had a topic on his panel about traditional wives, trans wives. New trend growing. Women become just the caretakers of home, children, and man is the man provider, only provider. And they had the most beautiful American blonde girl tuning in saying, I love it. All I do is stay home. I look after children. I cook. My husband brings the income. And everybody was talking about everything. Pierce, I hate to say, it went nowhere. Because trans wives in today's world, it's a fantasy. First of all, you would need a man that earns enough to provide for whole family, which I don't know the stats, but very, very, very not here. Most of women work also because they have to contribute to the financial situation in a family. Second, what about us being driven women and having interests and having hobbies? What do we do with this? And also, I have a question to you. What do you say when you're in a relationship and a man says to you, I don't want to hurt you?
That means that they're warning you that they're going to hurt you. They're not committed into the relationship. I mean, any kind of line like that a man is warning you at the beginning of a relationship, I don't want to hurt you, well, he has no intention of really sticking it out. So he's just giving you the information.
So when is the right time to ask, where are we in relationship when couple is dating and the girl is dying to know, but she doesn't? When is the right time?
That's, you know,
Why is it up to the man? Why is it up to the man,
Yeah.
though, to be setting the intention? I think it's a mutual conversation that evolves, like, between two people.
Beginning, you already have to start already, like, this is the other things with women I feel like we do. Want to be sweet and perfect for the man, so he can fall in love with us, and this and this. I literally told my last partner, look, I want a baby, I want to get married, and I want to have a house where I can call home.
Clarity.
Straight out. In the beginning. And he said, okay, amore, no worry. And we are still here until today, and we have a baby and we have a house.
Great.
You know, before I used not just to be sweet, try to, you know, making fun of love, be fun. I waste my time. You know, like, why can we just not be straight up? Because the person can tell you, look, this is not what really I want. And you as a woman, you actually really take care of your heart and say, okay, you already told me not to go there. let's move on.
Yeah, we can make an informed decision
Exactly.
with the truth. Yeah.
So
Just
when is
state.
the right time for me is in the beginning. Just tell the truth, what you're after.
And if they're not ready at the beginning,
This is their problem. We can always come back and find me.
Absolutely. Well, people are going to give you the honest answer if you tell them honestly what you want. You don't have to chase a man. If he's not interested in the same thing that you're interested in, what the end game is, what's the end game? What's your purpose of dating? Are you dating because you're bored on Saturday night and you want to be entertained? Or are you dating with an intention and a purpose? And if your intention and purpose is, I want to be a mother, I want to be a wife, I want to, not necessarily be a wife, but I want to be in a partnership, tell that person. If they are not qualified for that position, move aside, you're blocking the entrance for somebody else to come in.
Yeah, or you're preparing another man for another wife.
There's a theory.
Donna,
Oh, I want to hear this theory. Go on. I want to hear the theory.
There's a theory of the one and the many.
yeah.
Okay, so when we're with the one person, we get most of our support and challenge from that one person. Okay, so in a relationship and even in the beginning stages of dating, you get that compliment and support from the one person, and the challenges are usually coming from that. When you're single, you're the one looking at the many, trying to find the one. But when you're in a relationship and you're having challenges, you are looking at the many for the solution to your challenge. Oh, this person could be better, this person could be better, and this person. So nothing's ever really missing, whether you're single or whether you're not single, because you get all your love and support from one person or from many people. And I think it's just too easy for people not to stay committed to the process of what their end game actually is.
They don't even want to. Most of them
Not
don't want
everyone, not everyone.
to. No, nobody really wants to fight for a real relationship anymore.
No.
It's either complain, broke up, or that's it.
Do you think you can change a man?
Why should I even change? If someone is already coming the way he's honest with you, is a bad boy because you looked for a bad boy, why did he have to change? What do even is your mission to change someone? You should work on yourself and say, okay, this is what kind of person I'm looking for. A man who's kind, financially stable. So then I'm going to start to become this woman, because I want that man as well to be like me. So I have to work on myself first before attracting even or asking someone else to become like me. Yeah. But I'm not going to sit there spending my time to preparing a man, trying to change him, trying to educate him, because nothing is guaranteed. Whatever is learning right now, and I'm spending my energy, this is why many women get hurt, because they're preparing this perfect man and tomorrow is going to marry someone else. And then everything you have asked for or have prepared for, someone else enjoying it. But now you are the broken, say, I put so much work, I have done this for him, I teach him this and this and this and this. It was not your job in the first place.
Yeah. There's two things in there for me. Is number one is that with a partner, we're not trying to change them, and we don't want them to change us, like in terms of like change, the way we dress or the way we look or, blah, blah, blah. But we want to actually change in relationship. We don't want to meet that person at the best version of ourselves. We want to actually take each other and level up together. We want to keep on,
Evolve.
And we want that for each other. And we actually make each other a better version of ourselves. But I think also, we haven't touched on this yet as well, but there's the issue of age, like a woman's age and a man's age. And I think it becomes a lot harder for a woman in her 40s or 50s or 60s to actually
Find a man.
find a man.
But this is our issue though. When we are in
It's
our
not my
80s,
issue.
I'm talking to them. When we're in the 80s, I was like, no, it's not good enough. I'm at 25, I can choose who I want to be with. I'm at 30, like, okay, maybe I should be careful.
so desperate.
And then I'm at 40, like, yeah, just come. And like, this is what we do. And now, like, oh yeah, we are on our own, thinking, oh yeah, like whoever man lets me go to F, this and this and this.
I just want to be loved.
Yeah, I'm looking for love, true love. You just actually cancel all the 10 men that God sent you. And now you're coming here and complaining about it on your 50, 60. I'm sorry, but should I feel sorry for you?
Yeah. But men are also, men are also tired of paying for the mistakes of other men's, other man's mistakes. So you get a woman in her 40s and 50s and she's been divorced and the husband did whatever he did and they've got divorced, and then she will go into the next relationship taking all of the stuff that she didn't get in her previous relationship, that she now, I deserve to have all of these things, plus I want all of the things that he never did. And we go into a relationship without the trust that this person's going to do the right thing, and men are tired of paying for the mistakes of other men.
It's marrying people with not just a past, but with a baggage.
Absolutely.
And playing the baggage against your new partnership.
But women do that too. Men do, like, it's both. I think it's equal. I hear both sides
But
all
this
of
is
the
what
time.
I'm saying. Like, don't go to a relationship if you don't know even what you're looking for. Fix yourself as if you have to. Spend time with yourself. And I think being single is a beautiful thing too. It's a very beautiful thing. It's nothing to do, oh, I'm so lonely, I don't find. No, like, you can spend as much time as you want with yourself.
Isn't it better
You
to
can,
be?
you don't need, because once you're in a relationship, you have to be fair. I have to be there for my partner if
That's
they need
right.
me, and the same thing is for him. But when I'm myself, I can wake up when I want. I can do things without asking the next partner. There are also good side of being single. Single
It's
is
important.
It's important.
Be unattached or be in a relationship and be taken for granted.
Well, the loneliest place you can ever be is in a relationship where you're not feeling that you should be there, where you're not feeling the love, where you're not feeling appreciated and supported. It's lonelier being there than it is being single.
Of course it is, and I hear that every day with my patients. And then it's a judgment as to whether to stay or go. But we can't deny the research. The research does say that we live longer if we are in a good, loving relationship with a companion, but we can still have a very, very happy and long life if we have community. That's right. But if we have the real friends, not the deal friends, like the real friends in our life that are going to actually provide some of that stuff, because we're socially we need connection.
Correct.
We do.
Are beautiful people more lucky to find happy love?
No, beautiful people it's the same for them as it is for anybody else. Sure, they might have more choices and options. They might be more desired physically, but it doesn't make it easier for them. But also, some beautiful women have a higher expectation because she's been decorated because of her beauty, and she's been told, oh my gosh, you're a princess, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. And so she has a sense of entitlement now that needs to be, and that's become her label, and this can also be her undoing. It's not easier for anybody, irrespective of.
Uh-huh.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's just nonsense to think that. I think that beautiful people in life in general do get a bit of a free pass, or things come easier to them. But in terms of finding love, we're all on an equal playing field. Every single one
In
of
fact,
us.
it can be other way around.
Yeah.
Astrid, beautiful Astrid.
what's mean beautiful people? The beauty is in the eye of
In the heart, in the soul.
You see, so
It is-
for me, like, someone else can come and say, oh my God, she's beautiful. Someone's going to say, oh no, she's blah, blah. So everyone is different. So for me, I fell in love with people where people are, I can't. But it's not just the beauty out there, it's just the person, the way it made me feel at that moment that I needed. You see, so for me, the beauty is not what really is outside. Of course, it's come with the packet, but inside is what is important for me. If you don't make me laugh, you don't make me, I work in the fashion industry. How many models I say? I know I'm beautiful, but some of them you talk with them while they talk with you, or they answer something just like, oh my God, thank God you're beautiful because, you're not beauty. We'll be really but for me, I don't really see this as exterior beauty. I really need your deep, deep, deep feeling, and the way you make me feel is more important.
Another myth and question: are men scared of powerful women, or women that project powerful energy? Not necessarily masculine energy, and the power walk, the independence, the successful women.
Yes, they are. Some of them are, unless they actually have a well-rounded sense of self-esteem, self-worth. If they're not the child that needs to be mothered, if they've worked on their issues, and if they are solid within themselves, successful, smart, funny, attractive, or whatever women intimidate men.
Oh, I agree, but I don't agree. Okay, so I don't think a man's intimidated.
That's what we do. We are successful. We are powerful. What do? We
I don't think men are intimidated by
going to
success.
have any men if it was what
It's
it
right. No, but we know it, but they don't.
It's the place we make for a man. That
Okay.
a man doesn't have to. No,
No.
I have conducted so many surveys on
Okay.
this exact thing, and men say they're not intimidated by a woman if there's a place in her life for him.
Okay.
There's a need that he can fill. There's a void of hers that he can fill. No one else can fill. I love you. Nobody else can fill that void. He's not going to be intimidated. He's going to support his woman. He's going to raise her up. He likes the fact that I've got a powerful, successful woman. This turns me on. That gives me a hard on. If she wants to compete with him and it's a competition for the powerful place, then a man, yeah, sure, he could be intimidated. He might be intimidated by her beauty, but generally by her power and success. If she makes a place for him and he can fill one of her voids, he's not intimidated by her.
Anna?
Yeah, I mean, but a lot of men can be, but you know, for a man that is again well-rounded, he's going to be cheering you on from the sidelines, in the nosebleeds, backing you 100%, and you're going to be doing the same for them. It needs to be like a fair exchange, as long as it's a fair exchange.
Yeah.
And that's the sort of guy I want.
That's right.
Yeah.
So question of balance.
No, I think it depends which man. If you have the wrong man in your life and you are in the position where we are, for example, you're definitely gonna see that this man intimidated because this is his problem, his insecurity. But the right man will not. Gonna actually support you and tell you off sometimes and no, that's not spend too much or don't do this. But definitely going to support you. So if you are in a relationship where you feel like you're growing and the man is not growing, starting to make issue with everything, you better leave it. Because if a man does support what you do, believe me, he's not even going to support you in the future.
Correct. Are successful in business people more sexually driven? I think that answers it. Some women think a successful man will be the one that is sexually more driven because he's so successful, so he knows it all.
I'm going to challenge that because successful men, to be successful, they go to work, they use all their testosterone. Okay, so they've got to be on all the time. They get home and their testosterone levels are depleted. They don't have as much, but they do use sex, for power to build themselves up. But you can't say that they're more sexual, especially because of the testosterone issue.
The number of successful men that I've had in my office, or couples, that are the powerhouses during the day, big CEOs, whatever their job is, and they're in control, they're making every decision all of the time. In the bedroom, sometimes they are just pussycats and they want to be told what to do. They don't want to be dominant. They actually want to be a little bit more submissive. So, and that could be true for any class whatsoever, but I don't see the correlation.
I don't have an answer for this.
I think this is the answer. It's not my opinion, it's a question.
I don't know. Being honest with you, I don't know. I cannot imagine a man who works so much and is so successful. What he does when he go home.
Got nothing left for you.
I don't know. If I have to deal with someone like this, I definitely gonna look for always having a calm place where we can actually be intimidated in a time where you can also relax to reload.
How can we prevent, or how can we help young men to grow up not to violent men? How can we explain them and introduce educational programs, awareness, the toxic, wrong, masculine images? Boys don't cry, men don't talk, boys don't cry. How can we help young generation to become non-abusive, respectful men? And I know we can't ask.
Get rid of porn. Get rid of the porn industry because that teaches young men, they've got it on their phones, in their hand. and it teaches men how to degrade women and women how to be degraded by men. And, you know, when we're talking about adolescence, these young guys are just getting rejected by women. Rejection, rejection, rejection. And they don't get this rejection when they're in front of a screen. So and this is where most of the abuse comes from, because they're not getting the sex from a woman. You know, she's rejecting him all the time, even right from a dating app process of he swiped, she says no, and then he sends her a rude text message. And this is a learnt behaviour. It can also be an unlearnt behaviour. How do we teach it? Well, that starts at home. That's our responsibility as parents to start this at home and keep our kids away from porn as much as we can.
No?
Yeah, I mean, I agree that, you know, one of the factors that has led to the increase in DV is absolutely the porn industry. But I think, you know, and I agree, it does start at home. It starts in our schools. It starts in our education system. It starts with us talking about being the best boy or the best girl in the room, not sitting back, letting things happen, you know, empowering our younger generation to have a voice. But in order to do that, we need to provide them with the education, the support, and we need to advocate for that on a systemic level through government, through churches, through sporting clubs. Like, it needs to be across the board.
For me, the most important is time. The reason why I'm saying time is I see our upcoming generation being educated by social media and TV and being fed by microwave. What are we doing as parents?
Yeah.
We are not there. We don't have time for our children. We can put all those things in place, but we have to have time to talk to them. And when we talk to them, it's not just to tell them things, also to listen, to understand, and this is what they like.
And we're teaching, you know, the kids to suppress themselves, to suppress their emotions. It's like, don't talk to me like that. Don't do, you know, like the hierarchy of, you know, you're not allowed to, you know, express your emotions, and kids get suppressed, and that pressure cooker just builds up until they snap because they don't know how to deal with their emotions. And Donna's 100% correct. You know, in the schooling system, right from the, you know, day they go to pre-primary, they need to be taught how to deal with their emotions. When they're angry, how do I deal with this? How do I communicate effectively? So I'm seen and I'm heard and I'm...
We were never taught that. They are starting to. They do.
Yeah,
they
great.
teach meditation. They do mindfulness, the zones of regulation. But as a generation that we're seeing now, this is a new thing. We were never taught basic emotional regulation
To
skills.
continue with Annie, out of time as always, because women can talk, talk forever. Girls, I'm going to finish talking about women empowerment and timing in life. Magic of Matildas. Do you think the world is just ready for a Matildas? We love you, Sam Kerr, we love all of you. But do you think the timing here, that the whole world is falling in love with Matildas, is a little bit like the whole world has fallen in love with Barbie? Because the time is right. We were talking about women doing the same things as men. Women in a male-orientated sport. Magic of Matildas. What's your take on it? And if we don't answer today, we can talk next time.
Oh, look, I think Australia and I think the world were actually ready to fall in love. It was a story. It was a sweetheart story. It was a nation that fell in love. The boys, the girls, the men, the women.
All ages.
All ages.
That's amazing.
It was
Yeah.
incredible.
That's right.
We're
That's
ready.
right. Sign of times.
Yes.
Because everything in life is timing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to cheers to it. Ladies, thank you. Thank you to High Heel Talk
Thank you.
Thank you.
and to Women Power
Yes.
in the right way.
Thank you.